What's your favorite project that you worked on?
Probably
It's finding young people that are hungry and really want something. They want something better, and then we're here to provide that bridge, that avenue.
Before you came into this course, what is one thing that you would tell that person?
Don't be afraid to ask for help.
So I would have told myself to open up sooner than I did.
You're here for a reason.
There you go, stay present.
This generation needs hands-on right away. This is the right here, right now generation. This isn't the, hey, 6 months of theory and then maybe we'll touch a tool.
You guys are here with Candy, and today we're here somewhere very, very special out at Los Angeles Career Center, and this is Aaron. Please tell the people where we are and what we're doing.
So Aaron Valencia from Los Angeles Career Center. Candy's coming out today to come check out our center. So this is a 12-week vocational training, on-the-job training site for 18 to 24-year-olds doing classic car, custom car restoration, welding, fabrication, bodywork, paint, and kind of give them a whole roundabout education of classic car industry.
And if you can't tell from my face, I can't stop smiling because I'm not excited to be here. So let's get into it. Let's move and groove and meet some of the kids and see what the course is about, and I'll share it with you. What's up, you guys? Welcome back. It's your girl Candy with AMD Garage. Today's a very special day. We're out here at Los Angeles Career Center in Lancaster, California. We're gonna go meet Aaron and his team, and we get to go meet some of the students. We're gonna go move and groove inside, check out some classes, see what the program's about, and I don't even know what we're getting into, so let's go find out together.
You can do this stuff, but it's like if you've never touched it, how do you know if you're good at it? So that's the concept of what we're doing here is let's put tools in people's hands. Let's give them the right backup, the right little bit of education, and then super hands-on.
Yeah.
Right from the gate, like how to use a lift, how to use tools. Here, we'll walk, check it out. So
Yeah,
it's like,
for sure.
so this is day one of our second week rotation. So
Okay.
right now, this is a new groups that are right in these, their first day of this new little circuit training.
Okay, so they rotate from each
Yeah.
program, essentially.
So we have 50 young people at a time. We
Okay.
break them off into 4 separate groups. We have our mechanics group here, our welding lab back here, doing all of our sheet metal fabrication and welding, our bodywork to paint department, and our tech lab, doing
Cool.
3D printing, CNC CAD, all of our tech side.
And they rotate every week or every 2 weeks?
Every 2 weeks. So right now we break them off into 4 groups, about 12, 13 people per group, and they have a really robust 2-week curriculum of what they learn in those 2 weeks, and then they rotate, and they
Cool.
rotate. So at the end of 8 weeks, every young person has 2 weeks of body and paint, 2 weeks of welding, 2 weeks of mechanics, 2 weeks of CNC, and then they get to figure out at week 8 where they feel the strongest.
Yeah.
And then at week 8, they get to work the last 4 weeks on bigger projects where they feel the most comfortable.
Got
so
you.
instead of coming in, everybody shows up and they all want to be welders from the beginning. Welding's great. But once they get in and they go through their rotations, they're like, man, I actually like bodywork
Right.
now, or I actually like mechanics. So they get the chance to feel what they're actually good at.
I love that, because then it's like you actually get to perfect the craft that you like. You're not getting thrown into one area
Yeah.
and then tunnel vision.
Yes.
Especially like you said, somebody who comes in here, hey, I want to weld because it's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Actually, I like the refinishing side of it,
Exactly.
the completion
Exactly.
of it. So
Most people end up, and that's the thing, is just you get inspired and you get to figure out where you're the most comfortable and what you're good at.
yeah.
And then also, in the automotive side, you kind of have to know how to do everything.
Yeah.
Even to be a bodywork guy, you still got to know how to weld a panel. You
Yeah.
still got to know. So to be able to be cross-trained and have a good base level feel for everything, you'll never be out of work. You'll have enough skill level to where you can always go get a job.
And I feel like the majority of builders, the good builders, have multiple skills.
have to,
and then they
yeah.
have a team behind them that they're able to delegate that skill to.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
like you are the one that drives the vision.
Yeah. So by cross-training, it ends up young people feeling a little more confident in everything they're doing. Whatever they pick, they're just more confident. So right now, this is day 1 of our mechanics lab, and they are learning with these 2 chassis, learning basic safety of using a lift, using a 2-post lift, jack stands, floor jacks, how to load a vehicle, how to unload a vehicle, base level, how to do this, and then it's really working in a team, like teamwork.
Yeah.
Is a lot of young people, they're coming out of COVID. This is like a COVID generation. They lost
yeah.
2 or 3 years, of social. We have a lot of social anxiety. So how do you get through that and get people comfortable to work in teams and communicate. Communication and confidence is probably one of our biggest things that everybody at this age struggles with.
Yeah, and teamwork
So-
makes the dream work. It doesn't
100%.
matter what
Yeah.
like what your job is. It
Yeah.
really does come down to that. What's really interesting to me is how you color coded all your components.
Yeah, it just helps. Yeah,
It's super cool to
It
me.
helps. So this was like a 49 Chevy chassis we had donated years ago, and then we did this will be tomorrow. They'll be tearing this apart and putting this back together, tearing it apart, put it back together,
Really?
and learning ball joints, castle nuts, kingpins, rack and pinion. These chassis, they'll tear them all down, rebuild them, and then they'll do all the brake lines. So it's doing all the hydraulic
Wow.
lines.
Is that why your master's on the frame rail like that?
Exactly. Yeah. So it's learning. So they'll make all the brake lines and getting used to drum brakes, disc brakes, just learning how these components really work.
So drum and disc,
Yeah.
which is really cool
Yeah.
because I mean, you know, the Star Wheel always likes to jump in there and throw
Yeah.
a wrench
and,
into plans.
and like drum brake is almost a thing of the past, but it's like you got to know how these things, how a wheel cylinder works, how a master
Yeah.
cylinder works. So, and it's hands on. They're making everything. Tear it apart, put it back together. Teamwork.
Very cool.
So if you hear
Oh, yeah.
safety, so when it goes up, everybody's out of the area. When it goes up, they have to put on pull stands.
Okay.
Just the levels of safety.
I mean, safety first. Safety is first.
Yeah, it's not safety third.
No, for sure.
And then here our sheet metal area. Everybody's learning basic blueprinting
That's what's
right
going
now.
on over here.
It's how to read basic blueprints.
Okay.
And really, it's sheet metal. A lot of people they're excited they want to do it, but they've never had a chance to really try. So here's a space, all the tools, and it's how to make a basic box.
Okay.
How to read the blueprints, how to make a basic box, cut it out of sheet metal, cut it, bend it,
Do you
weld
tack it? Yeah.
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 So that's our department here. So these guys are learning basic blueprinting,
Cool.
and then our department over here, we break this team in half. These guys are learning basic welding.
Basic welding.
So this is our team here doing in their welding areas, learning your basic just tacks, stitches, pulse welding, and this is the fun part. Everybody comes through and they get thrown right in. Let's get after it, get some safety, and then jump right in, start
Yeah.
doing some little tacks.
And it looks like you're making your own benches and everything.
Yeah, everything here, it's like why go buy it when we can make it? We have a fabrication
course.
shop, let's make it.
Of course.
And then a lot of it is we have our young people who have been graduates of the class, and then we'll keep some people on, like Miss Gabby, for instance. Gabby is a graduate of our last
Hi.
semester, and then she's here as an instructor for this
wow,
next semester
that's
helping.
really cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
So, and then she's here in the off time building all the furniture, building everything that we need to keep
to keep that ball rolling.
Yep. Prep the class, keep it going, yeah.
And I mean, this is a great amount of things that you have going on here.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have to like take turns necessarily.
Yeah.
You've got enough to cover the whole group.
Yeah. And then breaking everybody, it seems to be, we break them into teams of two, everybody's working together. They kind of push each other
Once
when they're
again,
working in teams of
teamwork.
two. Yeah. And that's really what your next job is going to be like. There is teamwork. You are working, you're always in a team. You
Yeah,
know?
no, for sure. And rotating.
Yeah. Yep.
Very cool. And I like how everything's organized and clean. And
Number
they-
one, yeah.
they gotta-
So our
number
biggest
two,
thing,
safety's number one.
yeah, safety. Our big thing really is prepping them for careers. So it's our partnerships in the aerospace industry and other industries. When they're learning, we're trying to create good habits.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really, we're very fortunate working with people this age group. They don't tend to have a lot of bad habits
the
already.
baggage is in there, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, so let's instill good habits right from the gate. And cleanliness is one of those things that we push for right out of the gate. And we're still always cracking down on it, but it's like being clean,
It's
clean
a
as
shop,
you go.
You know,
Yeah.
shop's always going to be one of those things that you have to constantly.
It's a constant, yeah, but that's one of those, when you have those good habits of working clean and being organized, you'll work circles around everybody else.
Yes,
And how do we
totally.
get young people to hit the workforce and outwork the older cats that are there and really show like, no, this is a generation it's not a throwaway generation. These kids aren't lost, they're not broken, they're hungry.
Yeah.
And they want a better life.
Yeah,
You know? So,
exactly. Exactly. And that, I like, once again, the 2-week rotational is brilliant.
Yeah, thank
It's
you,
brilliant because they really do get the option. So, like, why would you think of CAD? Why would you think of
Yeah.
carbon? Why would you think of that
Yeah.
side when you're like, okay, I just want to be a mechanic?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm really good at that.
Exactly.
You know, let's
Yeah.
run with it. Maybe I'll make more money like doing
Exactly.
that than a mechanic.
Stuff that people don't know what's even out there.
Exactly. I got to ask why we have body mounts.
Huh?
What's with the body mounts?
The body mounts, what you mean, right here?
Yeah.
Oh no, these are actually, this is for our dimple die.
Oh, Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No, these are for.
I was like, okay, those are different size body
yeah,
mounts.
yeah.
What are we putting those in?
No, for our monster truck stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
No, this is all for our dimple die set here. So
Oh,
this
okay,
is.
got you. Yeah, that's
this
actually
thing right
metal.
here, yeah.
Got you. Cool.
Yeah.
You got
so,
all the tools for them to learn on too.
so that's right. First day, they're just doing basic blueprinting, and then tomorrow they'll cycle through and they'll be using the bead roller, the
Oh,
dimple
wow.
die, shrinker stretcher, and really fabricating more stuff. Yeah.
Super cool. They'll be using the Nardi too.
That thing's awesome. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we had to. It's like, let's put it, we had an extra wheel. Like, let's,
Yeah,
it was
let's
a small
do
one,
it.
let's make it, put a bigger one.
Let's do it.
So right here, everybody's learning basic first day body work. So it's just how to mix
Mixing.
filler, how to mix the proper ratios, how to apply.
Okay.
That's, I mean, we've seen people put it on super thick and chunky, and you're sanding for an hour. Like, the better you can, the faster you can mix it, the smoother you can apply it, the better you
And
are.
then the prep of the surface as well.
Yep. So,
Smart.
and if you look, it's how to stay clean, how to stay organized. PPE, how to have your gloves on, airflow. So right now they're just learning the basics of how to apply. Again, this is day one.
And I
how
mean,
to
really,
apply.
your body work's only as good as your foundation.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
So this is where you, do you have a booth as well?
Yeah. So right here, we'll walk through here.
Okay.
Too. And so right now they'll get going, they'll look picking this up, and then we'll start racing.
Okay.
Yeah. So is everybody still got all their chips?
See you, Jesse.
Everybody still got all their chips? All right, cool, cool. We just started something today with this, so they all start with 3 poker chips,
Okay.
and for every time they break a PPE or a safety thing or a break protocol, they get a chip taken away.
Okay.
So they see whoever graduates this rotation with the most chips, you know? And there's a pot, it's like $40. If
Do you get your chips back?
Nope, that's
No,
it.
once
Yeah,
they're gone,
that's
they're
it.
gone,
They're
that's
gone,
it?
they're gone, yeah. And then
Okay,
the thing
you have
is,
all your materials, your
So,
masking, full
to
booth.
be able to,
Downdraft,
you know, yeah, it's a side downdraft, to be able to
Wow,
paint.
Look at this booth.
So as they come through the 2-week rotation, what happens is they're learning their surface prep, and they're picking, in that 2 weeks, they're finding 2 of our kids that have 2 of the ugliest cars in the parking lot. And during those 2-week rotations, they get to actually paint their own vehicles.
No way.
Yeah, so they get to break off into teams and they get to do the full paint job on their own.
That's
and it's just
so cool.
It's just a quickie, like, it's
Are
a
we talking
quickie
about
paint job.
Jams too?
No,
or-
we're not jamming.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not jamming. And we're not doing many major disassembly, just a light body work.
Yeah.
And it's really, it's about just surface prep, masking. It's heavy on the masking.
Of course.
They shoot primer, they wet sand the primer, and then shoot a finish. So it's not a super high caliber, high end paint job. They're not learning how to be
It doesn't matter.
body work
because
to
you're-
the max. They're not real finishers yet.
That's so cool to me because it's like your foundation is everything in a paint
Yeah.
job.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, why not start with something that's your own?
Yeah.
And if you don't really like love what it looks like
Yeah.
anyways, you have a chance of making it
Yeah.
look that much better. You might turn up looking kind of cool at school.
Yeah. And the thought is like, again, it's in a 2-week rotation.
Yeah.
To do a full body work job nice, it's months, you gotta tear it
Yeah.
apart, it's so much extra work. What ends up happening is they're here just trying to figure out if they like that or not.
Exactly.
So let's get into it really fast and see if you like it. You're in the booth, you're spraying, you're like, I like it. Now when they come back and they do that last 4 weeks, if they choose body work, then we do the full disassembly and we do really, then
Right.
they learn all the real structure of how to do a real paint job. This initial one is just a real quick,
Yeah.
down and dirty paint
Mako.
jobs. Yeah. It's a
and
quick
out.
down and dirty to realize if I like this or don't like this. Again, everything they're doing now is just a taste to see, am I good at this? Do I like this? Do I want to learn more? Or is it, some people go through in those 2 weeks, they're like, I never want to do body work again in my life. I hate sanding, never want to do
Yeah,
it, and I
fair.
get it.
Valid.
So you get the chance to feel like, do you like it? And then you get a decent little paint job out of the deal. So it's
And
fun.
honestly, like, there's something to be said about like the stepping back and being like, wow, I accomplished
Yes.
this. You know,
Yeah.
like, wow, this was what it looked like before and I did this. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of fulfillment in just that piece.
And we can show you a lot of the paint jobs that they've done in those 2-week rotations, and some come out pretty nice. Some of them, I mean, it's curtains. I mean, there's runs all through it, but learning how to adjust the gun, how to spray, there's nothing more than like being in a real spray booth with the pressure,
This is a
the
very
heat,
real
the noise. Yeah,
Like,
it's
this
a real
is
space.
super cool. You wanna close
Yeah.
this up?
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful
Very
booth.
No, thank you. And then we'll walk through our tech lab. So right now, this is part of our tech lab, and they're learning precision drilling. So how to do the layouts. They're learning basic layouts and basic entry-level drilling. Drill starts. A lot of our young people, they'll get jobs in aerospace. So it's how to have good habits,
Yeah.
stay clean, and then how to do proper layouts, how to do precise measurements. Do you guys have So get
It's
those
still
boxes for tape measures,
I'm like,
and Sharpies.
I hope so. Yeah,
On you or
we
in the
got
box.
audio. As long as we
Yeah,
got
don't
levels,
set
you're
your
good.
Sharpies
Just
down.
that screen thing goes back and forth.
You gotta pick
Yeah,
them up,
you're
guys.
good.
Don't set your
You're good.
Sharpies
You're
down.
good. Thanks for checking. Making sure we got audio.
What's that?
Making sure we got audio.
Yeah.
What do we
Yeah,
got going on
so
here,
this is-
Blueprint?
Yeah. So we're really fortunate. We're working with Blueprint for a while. Amazing company, and we're able to get
Thank
these two
you.
350s that we tear apart. These little run stands in the mechanics department next Friday, in the last day of their rotation. They'll be tearing these engines apart down to long blocks and putting
Really?
them back together and make
All
them
the
run
way
in the same
across?
day. Yeah.
All
so
on
learning
the same day.
same day how to take it apart, how to do the timing, how to all the torque spec of just making a long block and turn it into a motor that runs.
And I love the stand. Like you've got fuel, you've got
Yeah.
power. What do you got here? You got real gauges. Like, and
Yeah.
you have cooling.
So we just got 2 LSs from Blueprint. So the next one we're gonna have
Shout
2
out
small
to
blocks and 2
Blueprint.
LSs.
Like you
Yeah.
guys are really that's
Yeah.
really fortunate. Thank you.
Blueprint has been stepping it up with. They've been really helping us out big time. So
Oh
it's,
man, that's
so
amazing.
now we can start going
This
from the
isn't
old
even
school
as a cherry
350s.
bomb.
Yeah,
Like, what are we gonna do?
old school
Head it down the
350.
hill.
We could put some flamethrowers on it too one of these days. So this is the next department.
What do we got going on out here? Outdoor storage.
So this is our part of our graveyard. So a lot of our projects we've been working on. This is one of the off-road trucks we did for SEMA last year.
Right.
So this one we would go out to the track, we go have some fun, go romp through the desert with this one.
What booth did you have this in?
This was in the Hawks booth in the Boot
Okay.
Barn. Hawks is their clothing company. So these were all the sponsors that we were working with to help us get this project into reality. And this thing has just been super fun. So this is the one. Now we can start tow. It's a tow vehicle too. It's a Chase tow monster. So we can take our little race car, all of our drift cars, and head out to Willow Springs, which we're a stone's throw from Willow Springs. So we've been partnering with them and getting their kids out and teaching them how to drive stick shift and how to do your
Neat.
basic little donuts and kind of getting them into the automotive industry, get them into wanting to drive. Want to drive
Yeah.
real. Instead of out on the street where someone's going to get hurt, let's do it at a track. Let's be responsible and go to a track.
Now, you deal with 18 to 24.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find this generation doesn't have a driver's license? Like the majority?
Yeah. So it is kind of, it's a little crazy. So we do a driver's class here, driver's ed
Okay.
class here. So we teach them, we teach permit and we teach driver's training and actually make sure they have their driver's license before they graduate.
And that's an option, or is
No,
that
it's a kind of a mandatory thing. You got to be.
Well,
I
mean,
can't
you
get you a
kinda-
job.
you kinda-
You're in an auto industry, but we can't get you a job if you can't drive there.
Yeah.
So that's just part of the onboard, part of the thing. Same thing, high school diploma. If you don't have it, you'll get it by the time you graduate. So we have tutors on site that work with everybody to get their GED by the time they graduate. So it's our whole thing
It's
is
very involved.
yeah, our whole thing. It's more than just teaching someone how to weld. It's someone how to be an adult, how
Functional.
to be ready
A
for real
functional
life.
human.
Yeah,
You know?
gotta have a high school diploma or GED, and you gotta have a driver's license. You gotta have a car.
Yeah, and then if you do all those things, you get job placement, which
Yeah.
is a lot easier than Indeed.com.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Right now, our team, the whole other side of the house. So we have all the fun over here doing
Yeah.
cutting cars, going to the racetrack.
Right,
The
right.
other side of the team does all the case management, job development, and they're the ones that are prepping our young people for the careers. So like I said, we have about 150 kids a year come through the program,
Wow.
and we're at 97% of our kids graduate and go right to work, predominantly aerospace.
7%
Yeah.
in aerospace.
A lot of it, everything that we do here, from working on cars to doing the tubing, the electrical, the brake lines, everything is so transferable to the aerospace industry. Aerospace, automotive, there's so many jobs that are out there that what they're learning here transfers directly. They can take this work
Wow.
experience and we can get them partners that we have, and we
But
can
you're
get them
also
placed in their
taking
careers.
them out of hard times or whatever the situation is that they came out of, and actually catapulting them
Yeah.
into a position in life where you can be successful. Because that's not your average job.
Yeah.
That's a job that's like you're actually going to get a real paycheck and you can
Yep.
survive off of.
These are,
so,
that's our thing, real careers. These are making $25 an hour, full benefits and up. It's not, working the crummy job that you're just going to get chewed up, spit out, and then you're back on the street again.
yeah, you're just another number essentially. You know.
No.
Wow, that
So-
is amazing.
It's a bigger picture than just teaching someone how to weld. It's the full package and get them into real careers, not just a job.
It's a blessing right there.
Here, this
Now,
is another
I
thing
do,
here. Oh,
okay,
yeah.
I do need to ask though
Yeah.
for the people, because this does look like a wrap.
No, there's
But
no.
I know
no,
I
no.
know that we're not looking at a wrap. So this was actually painted here.
No,
and then
most
deckled?
everything was paint.
And then you deckled the.
So this is a sticker.
Yeah.
Some of our sponsors are sticker, but most of this is paint. All the gray is paint. All the oranges
Wow.
paint, everything was done in-house.
And did you help the students mock all that up?
Oh yeah, everything. This was all done here. This is all we've done as a team. Yeah.
Cool.
This last summer, we had 3 vehicles out for SEMA, and it was.
Yeah, you sure
we
did.
were 7 days a week. It was nonstop. So this was like.
Nothing like the SEMA crunch when you're also, you know.
So I think this one we actually painted this. We went to Willow Springs, had their reimagining.
Yeah.
Reimagine Willow Springs, a big grand opening, huge event out there. We left there, came back here, and stayed all night painting. So it was it was
It
a little crazy this last year.
This is a super functional truck
Yeah.
too. You can use
Yep.
it for anything.
No, this one they had this thing out of Utah, jumping it, and like, no, it's a real workhorse.
We're not at King of the Hammers right now.
No, we got work. I want to be out having
We got
fun.
work
but
to do,
We're
exactly.
here working. So this is our other area.
What we got going on in here?
So this.
Wow.
So this is our tech lab. So right now it's first day. They're in here learning precision measurements. In the next 2 weeks, they're going to be learning all of the CAD, CAM software, how to use SolidWorks, making basic parts on our 3D printers. Learning through Haas. We work with Haas. They're an amazing company.
What
Learning
the
how to
heck?
use CNC lathe, CNC mill. And again, this 2 week, they're just getting the entry.
Yeah.
How to read a basic
This is very
blueprint, how to
involved.
machine a piece.
But
right
I mean,
now-
this is what Shop Class 2026 looks like. We're learning CAD and 3D.
This is what it's
and
supposed to be. Yeah.
This
Building-
didn't happen in 2006.
Yeah, we're supposed to be, building, 3D printed 9-inch Ford rear ends, like,
What do you mean?
yeah. So, yeah, this is what modern age is like. So, yeah, this is Tech Lab. We're building a 3D printed 9-inch Fords,
That's so cool.
Yeah, we mocked up it last semester. This was one of the things. They built the whole back half of a chassis,
Mm-hmm.
of a C10 chassis, and this is one of the rear ends they had mocked up in this.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Like to have the ability to learn that skill is.
So to be honest, this part is like, I don't know how any of this works. This is magic voodoo as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I'm still like old school caveman.
Yeah, me too. It's okay.
So the stuff they do back here, I'm always in awe. of
I'm
they
in
make-
awe right now, just at the machines and like what you've got going
Yeah.
on here for your tech.
How they make the computers do what they do is crazy.
Yeah, and you got your whole computer lab too. Tech
So the
lab.
computer lab, our CNC plasma table back there,
Mm-hmm.
and it's learning this entry-level piece of how to do precise measurements. A lot of our companies, they make measurements down to the millionth of an inch.
Yes.
So right now they're learning the basic entry level of machining.
And that foundational skills.
Yeah, yeah. And everything they're doing, it's all for parts that are getting put on the cars that we're building. So we work together. So it's building stuff that's practical. It's not just building stuff that has no purpose.
Yeah.
It's stuff that's practical, and they're excited,
I mean, I'm excited and I don't even go to school here. It's an energy, you feel it in here.
We'll circle back through when they got the machine going and they're cutting parts, and it gets pretty insane.
I would
So,
love that.
Well, it's fun. And like right now, everybody's
Beauty and the Beast.
so Valentine's Day is like right around the corner, so everybody's making little parts for their significant other right now. So this is Ethan.
Hi,
Ethan's
Ethan. Nice to meet you.
one of our graduates who graduated maybe
Three quarters ago.
3 quarters ago, and then we kept him on as a TA, and then just turned into full-time staff that's here
Very
as an
cool.
instructor. So he's one of our guys that's our young teachers that's just honestly kicking butt and able to communicate. A little different than the old head, he's able to communicate
Well,
with
and you
everybody.
went through it, so you
Yeah.
understand everything,
Yeah,
you
I know
know?
what they're going through, and I know kind of how they speak, so I can speak their same language. Like Rob, he has to like translate a little bit. He's like, you said this thing. What does that mean?
Yeah, we're old. I don't know what happened. We got old. So
Yeah, you guys got a lot of abbreviations these
Yeah,
days, I've
yeah.
noticed too. I'm like, I have to Google that.
yeah.
Yeah, look at that sometimes.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
no, it's awesome. What do you think? What's the best part? You think the machining or the 3D printers?
Honestly, bro, I can't pick. It's everything.
It's everything.
everything?
All
Yeah.
together. It's cool. Everything comes together to form one big thing. Like
Yeah.
Even like this place comes together. Every team comes together to make something cool. Like all the giveaways.
Yeah,
We're not doing that by ourselves, and they're not doing it by themselves. So
teamwork
I
makes
like
the
it all.
dream
I
work.
can't pick.
Hey, good point. I like
Yeah,
that.
I like
man.
that.
See?
I'll come back and I'll get you on camera in a little bit.
Cool.
All right, nice to meet you, Ethan.
Cool. Yeah, some of the other project stuff we got going on back here. I mean, some of the cars, so some of them we get donated. So some of the cars we get donated and we keep working on and building up, and then we'll sell them, put money back in the program. And other cars like we go out to Willow Springs, we built a little drift car. So it's going on teaching.
Oh, yeah?
Teaching how to drive.
Is that this one?
So
Yeah.
we have a couple of these. So
I
we're
see
actually
those in the pit all the time.
Yeah. So we teach. We tapped the wall last weekend.
Yeah, a little kiss. It's a little,
yeah.
you know.
But this is one that we've built here in class.
Okay.
Done so much, full roll cage, did all the body, all the livery. This is all stuff that our students had done here. You know, working with a lot of sponsors. As you can see, working with
Oh, wow,
NRG,
yeah.
working with
This is a real
Liqui
drift car.
Moly. Yeah, it's a fun one. Yeah, it's just something to get out. They've done everything here in house, and some just to get out and have fun with.
Yeah.
And teaching kids
And
how
teach
to
them.
drive.
And you don't care about the kisses because
Yeah.
you just fix that later.
Exactly. Whatever we hit, like a lot of the carbon work we've done here in our carbon fiber lab. So it's everything.
You probably already
we
got the
build
mold
it,
for it.
build it, drive it, crash it, fix it.
Yeah.
You know.
Very cool. Very cool.
But how to do it, I think it's what we're trying to push is how to do it responsibly. I think there's a lot of people out in the street and just creating such a bad name for
They
the
get a lot
auto
of
industry.
sideshow, a lot of takeover
Yeah.
style stuff, and unfortunately, that's just not safe for anybody.
Yeah.
Whether it be them or the bystanders,
Yeah.
or do it properly.
Yeah, if you're out there doing it in the street, you're putting everybody at risk,
And
and that's
yourself.
something we are not. I got no love for that.
Yourself
Let's go to the
and
track.
your car. You want
Yeah.
your car? You want to go home,
Yeah.
or you want to?
And then I mean the family that's on their way to church or on their way to the grocery store, and then you're being cool guy and you end up taking out a whole family.
Yeah.
Like, no, bro, is take that to the track. Like, do it, but do it responsibly.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally. And that gives them an outlet for that.
Yeah.
Look at the stitch in this. So you do all different carbon stitches too, then?
Yeah,
Because I've
yeah.
been seeing them everywhere.
Yeah, we do all the carbon fiber. We do, yeah, and that's what. So we have 150 kids a year come through the program. On average, we have 150 people applying every month
Wow.
because of this, because it's
How
working.
do you
So
select them?
it's hard. That's so what we're really looking for is people that are hungry. You have
Okay.
to really be. It's hard. We push hard. You got to be drug free before you come in.
Right.
That's one thing we push. You got to drug test before you come in, because we're working
And
with
during.
a lot of heavy equipment, and it's if you want that career opportunity,
Yeah.
those jobs drug test. So
Yeah.
let's get ready for that. No cell phones, no vapes, and you can't be late. Being late is one of our biggest things. So if you're late one time, it's 20 push-ups. If you're late twice, go home, try again tomorrow. We set a high bar, but we give you every tool to meet that high bar. But you got to find it in yourself to get up out of bed and get to work.
Yeah, no.
Get to
for
work
sure.
on time. So every employer we mess with, that's one of the biggest things is if we can just get this generation to show up on time.
Well, if you're on time, you're late, technically. I was always told that.
Yep. Be early. Be early.
As 20 years of being, if you're on time, you're late.
Yep.
You got to be
No,
early.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, and you can see, I mean, it's if you look around, everybody's engaged.
Very.
You know, that's part of it is creating an atmosphere. Because we can have a trade school and just have have classroom setting and everybody sitting down reading books for 6 weeks. No, this is first day. First day they're welding. First day they're doing blueprinting. First day they're putting a frame on a lift. This is extreme. This generation needs hands-on right away. This is the right here, right now generation. This isn't the, hey, 6 months of theory and then maybe we'll touch a tool. No,
You also
man.
have 6 seconds to retain this generation,
Yeah.
right? That's what we're told.
Yeah.
But
No,
honestly,
literally.
I'm a big believer in reading energy. Like just me walking in these doors, I felt the energy in here. And it was just upbeat, ready to go. Everybody's positive.
Yeah.
Let's get it done. Let's get to work,
Yeah.
hands-on.
Yeah.
You know, when you walk into a classroom setting or sometimes you walk into a setting, you're like, okay. Like
Yeah,
it's very
yeah.
dreary.
Yeah, no.
It's not what's happening in here.
No,
Again,
no.
they're excited to be here,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
And part of that too is this is actually run like a job. So they all got hired. They're all getting $18 an hour to be here.
Right,
So
yeah, you mentioned
that's
that.
what allows us to also push and create a different culture of, no, we believe in you. We hired you. Yeah, bro, you're working right now.
Yeah,
yes,
you're
you're
on the
learning,
clock.
but you're on the clock. You're working.
Do you make them punch in and punch out?
Yes, ma'am. They got to punch every day, and you can't be late. Yeah, it's same thing. They punch out for lunch. It's
Yeah.
as close to. How
Real
can I
life.
prepare you for real life if I can't give you a real life experience?
Yeah, fair
So,
enough. And
That's the whole thing. So it's and that comes from, I'm not rich. It comes from working with partners that
Yeah.
help sponsor, from donations, from working with organizations that see that this formula, this style works,
Mm-hmm.
and believe, like Blueprint or these other companies, NRG, Holly, Simpson, that have been working with us to keep building this up. It works because of partnerships.
Now, with your completed builds, what is your end game goal with those? Is that something that you enjoy, or do you do you give them away online so you can get
Yeah.
some more income back into the business?
That's it.
The school, I should say.
Yeah, so some of the vehicles we have, and every semester we tear them down, rebuild them,
Yeah.
do different stuff to them, do a different roll cage, change suspension. And sometimes we'll do a giveaway, we'll do a raffle,
Yeah.
give the car away. Sometimes we'll sell it and put money back in the program.
Right.
We're trying to get one of the Camaros we did to maybe take it to Barrett-Jackson to be able to auction it off there and just keep
That Camaro's
the
really
program
cool.
going. Yeah, I'm excited. That one turned out fun.
So you're thinking about bringing that one to Barrett, you said?
I'm hoping, yeah.
That would be
If
really
we can get that one at Barrett-Jackson, yeah, just to really pull some revenue and keep the program going.
Yeah, and I think honestly we do really well there, especially if we hype it up.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm hoping. So, like, we just got to finish the tune and then get it back out to the track and really get some good footage of that one, get some good content of growing that car, you know, and build some hype around it.
Yeah, I mean, you've already got some hype, but just continue
Yeah,
to build it,
yeah.
especially now that you're bringing it out to the track and
Yeah.
see how it performs.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she's that quick.
So it scared me. We took it out last Sunday real quick, and yeah, that car's quick. With that Magnuson blower on it, yeah, it's no joke. Yeah,
Yeah, I went to Magnuson yesterday, and it was quite a facility.
it's phenomenal
It
what
really
they do
is.
out
To
there.
see
Yeah.
the assembly line and
Yeah.
how everything. I was like, I want to see these internals. I want to see how this
Yeah.
works, and they were more than happy to show me.
No, it's cool. They're amazing partners as well. It's an amazing team that they keep hyping and keep building and see the interest in how see the necessity in this.
Yeah.
In training young people and get them excited to want to use their hands to get them in the industry.
No, totally. So if somebody wanted to apply for this, I know that you said you had 150 applications,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which is insane a month. That's
Yeah.
a lot to filter through.
Yeah.
Where would they start?
So it's actually it's our social media for one, Instagram, TikTok, but going to our website and applying. Write a quick little bio, why you want to be in the program. Our team calls you within 48 hours, a quick over-the-phone interview, and then you come in for an info session with about 20, 30 other people, and you go through the whole tour and really realize, do I like this, or is this, I don't want to pass a drug test, I don't want to do this. So it weeds out people that aren't really ready,
Yeah.
and it lets them know, hey, when you are ready, we're here.
Yeah.
And I guess the other one, we start that process of onboarding, and sometimes make 2-3 months to get ready to be in the program.
Really cool. So the application procedure is super easy.
Yep.
You just have to be ready.
Yeah, you just have to, that's it. It just be hungry.
Yeah.
You have to be ready and you have to want it because you got to be here on time every day. You got to pass a drug
It's a job.
test.
It's
yeah.
a real job with a learning
Yep.
addition to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And that's the thing. If you're ready, it's a 12-week program. So if you're ready to go to work in 12 weeks, this isn't coming through to learn some cool stuff to go work in the garage and just learn for your hobby. That's cool, but we're working with people who need that job. A lot of our young people are coming from different backgrounds.
Yes.
Some of them already have their own kids. Some of them
Yeah,
already have
I
babies
can
at home.
imagine.
So just coming through to learn something fun, not really it. If you're coming through because you want to launch into a career, that's who we're looking for. People that are hungry and ready to start adulthood.
Yeah, and you can see that this group of students really is ready to go.
Yeah.
And I mean, 12 weeks to you and I feels like this,
Yes.
but we already know 12 weeks
Yeah.
to them feels like a year.
Yeah.
So, to see them show up every day and be ready to go like that, and we all have our bad days, but they turn it off and they're
Yeah.
here and they're present.
Yep.
And that is a big thing, just being able to be present in class and not falling asleep on your
Yes,
table.
yeah. That's why we move. We move fast. We
Yeah.
move around a lot, and that's what keeps everybody hungry.
And
That's what it is.
sharp.
It's finding young people that are hungry and really want something. They want something better, and then we're here to provide that bridge, that avenue.
Yeah, you really are doing that. It's amazing. It's really
No,
amazing
thank
to
you.
see. Thank you.
Yeah. No, it's just, I say it all the time. It's like, it's just younger versions of ourselves. Like, where were we at 18, 19, 20, just with limited resources, maybe coming from a broken home or some sort of a higher barrier background. And
Yeah.
there's so much negativity out there that's easy to jump into. So let's jump into something positive. Let's create other avenues for people.
Do you teach the positive mental attitude, the PMA side of things as well? Because I know
think-
a lot of that ends up being like more of a spiritual mindset
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
paperwork, but it's transparent throughout life.
I think if you look, a lot of our staff, it's creating that culture here. That
Yeah.
culture of you're part of something positive and we're all pushing. We're all pushing for that better life. So that PMA, that positive mental, that's just part of our daily life here.
Yeah.
We're not pushing anything too hard in one direction other than show up on time, work hard, be positive,
Yeah.
and let's go.
Yeah.
That's really it. And then it's the daily life.
I just think at my age, when I think about being 20 to 30, for example, like at 20, I wish I would have understood, yes, being positive, but it transfers throughout your entire
Yes.
life.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that until I was 30. Like, as far as words mean spelling. They are spells. Spelling is a spell. So whatever you say and whatever you put out comes back around full circle. So it's like, I'm having a terrible day, I'm having a terrible day, I'm having a terrible day. You're gonna have a terrible day. I'm gonna have a great day, I'm gonna have a great day. And that's not necessarily controllable, but you can, put that out into the universe and it's either gonna come back positively or negatively. And it's just something where if I would have seen that at this age, it would have been completely different. For that decade anyway.
No, for sure. I think it's creating just how people explain things and like showing things that's, you can accept whatever's going on or you can battle it.
Yep.
And then it's how you perceive it. You got a flat tire on the way to work and it's like you can perceive it as the worst thing in the world
or it saved my life.
Hey, maybe it saved my life. Maybe I wasn't supposed to be there just yet. Maybe, so it's really how we look at everything.
Maybe somebody was gonna run the next red light.
So we look at, hey, if it takes you a second to pick it up, hey man, maybe there's a reason. Let's slow down and then figure out how to accept this information a little bit differently, or how to try a little bit harder, or how to look at something a little bit differently. So that's just part of the daily here. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
We need more of this stuff. And I heard that you might be opening up a second location.
Yeah, we're in the process right now. We've seen from the major influx of young people applying, and from employers that are needing people of just how to apply. So we're actually looking at a spot. Yeah. There's a lot of jobs out there right now, and what's happening, a lot of these companies, they're tired of hiring people that they got to fire in 2 days.
Right.
So they want to hire people that are
they
already vetted.
Ones that are ready to go.
Yeah, so for us, it's kind of turning into almost like a staffing agency where we can train, vet, and then have young people like this is, when a company calls and say, hey, I need 5 people that know how to do soldering. All right, I know that these 5 know how to do soldering. They were really good in this curriculum. We can send their resumes, and what's happening is the majority of our kids are getting right to work and real jobs, real careers.
So your new location, how long do you figure your build out is for that?
We're hoping by summer, but it's still seeing how things are.
2026 plan.
Yeah, it's 2026 plan. Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Again, we could spend 5 years building the state-of-the-art facility, or let's get going. We got 4 walls and some tables. Let's get going.
Yeah. And I can appreciate that too. Sometimes you just need to pull the Band-Aid off and get going.
Yeah. And really, there's hundreds of kids out there that are hungry for something. They can't wait.
No. This is going to be in a different area or the same area?
So we're looking at probably around the downtown LA area,
wow.
and then looking to see how this can expand. And really, it's just we're asked to build a move to other locations. So we'll see wherever there's need and there's demand.
Yeah, and I think
create partnerships so we can go.
I think there's a lot of demand for this.
Yeah.
So I don't think you're going to have any shortage of that.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're going to have any shortage of applications either.
Yeah, I hope not.
Thank you for the partners, because we need more partners. You need more tools, more everything.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that, again, it's really, this only works because of partnerships, because of friends in the organizations, friends in other companies that see that this is needed.
Yeah.
Like our friends at Blueprint, our friends at Magnuson, at Holly, that just have been able to see what we're doing and invest in young people and invest in the future. If not, these industries will get harder, and then we're just making it harder for our whole country. It's going to be tougher if there's not people filling these jobs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm even seeing it from a car show standpoint because I do such a diverse amount of shows.
Yeah.
You see a lot of these hot rod shows, you just see an older demographic now. Well, where's the younger one?
Yeah.
They're ready to go buy a C8 or a C7 or a C6 and bolt something on and call, hey, it's a build.
Yeah.
No. That's a bolt on. So to have somebody that's able to, give fundamental skills and expand their knowledge as an actual build. Like you're working on, what did you say, a 49 truck frame?
Well, it's a 49 Chevy chassis, and just how to work on different stuff. And there's so many companies, so many restoration shops out there that are starving for people. They're good mechanics are retiring, and there's no new blood coming in. So if we get kids that know how to do some sheet metal work, know how to bend and put a bead roll, can swap suspension, that knows the difference from a rack and pinion from a gearbox, and just understand the basics, and they're hungry and they're teachable. Yeah. That's really what every employer that we know is looking for, is just people that are hungry and teachable.
Yeah, with an open mind that's ready to learn whatever the task is.
With a positive attitude of like, hey, you know how to do this? I don't know, but I'm ready to learn.
Let's figure it out.
That's what we try and instill here.
That goes a far way in life. It really does.
100%.
It really does.
100%.
Well, I guess I should let you get back to class.
We got a lot going on.
I know you do. Okay, well, thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it.
So today we're just trying to get them to feather out the edges, but a very like fun way to do it, but it'll help them a lot. I
Okay.
can tell it does.
And then whoever does the best job, you guys vote on it. Is that what I understood?
And then the winner will get
A cookie.
no, they get a secret surprise.
Oh, really? That's super cool. Secret surprise. So it could be a cookie.
It could be. It's a little exclusive
All right, all right.
to Body and Paint, at least, you know.
All right, so automotive related surprise. Got you.
Yeah.
And it looks like these guys are about to get serious. So let's watch the game. Okay, thank you.
Play clean, play fast, and play hard. Ready? Go! Oh, Oscar, move it! Go! Put it up! Put it down!
Pick it up.
Put it down!
Pick it up.
Put it down!
Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Okay, okay.
Josh is making some moves. He's already applying.
Oscar not worried about it. Bill said, don't even, but that Bobby said it's fine.
Oscar's shaking. No pressure, no pressure. Ooh, look at that.
Okay.
That's
Step away from the table, sir. Thank you.
Disregard that line. That's a table move by the audience.
Rob got involved. By the audience? Joshua said he was hungry. I'm hungry. I don't think I see to Step away from the table, turn around, say your work. Check it out, guys. So we're looking for the best mix. No blues, no cream, cleanliness.
And his is clean too.
Don't touch it, don't touch it. Just look at it. So now the application. Who got the best application?
What's that up there? That's a mix.
Mr. Spotty, spot another one.
There's a spot right up there.
We got a little bit blue right here. Little harder.
Alright, so
Is this feathered? Why does it seem Joshua?
Yeah, how's the feathered edges?
feather edges.
That doesn't look feathered.
Ah, it's a hard edge?
That's a hard edge. He's got a hard edge going right now.
Okay,
What's the other one look like?
Mix good?
The mix is good.
Where's the white at? Where's
The white's up here.
right here? Oh, so he has mixed too.
but he got blue. Okay, you guys did see more or see enough?
I think we see
The winner goes against Caesar.
Hands for Oscar. Hands for Joshua.
Oh.
I thought he was raising his hands at camera. So, Oscar took it.
Oscar. Oscar, we just saw you redeem yourself. You're going to be a future bodyman by the looks of it.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. It was my second round actually. I was out the first round and was able to come back for the finals.
And you killed it. I saw you mixing and mixing. I was like,
Yeah.
this looks like a professional bodyman.
Yeah,
Now, this is your third course or second course?
it's my second. Yeah.
Your second
Yeah,
course?
my
Okay,
second.
so what did you do prior to this?
We were on the mechanics right here.
Yeah, the mechanical
Yeah.
side. What have you liked? Do you like the mechanics more or the bodywork side so far?
I think the mechanic. I've always liked mechanics, and I have been painting my whole life too, as well, painting houses.
Well, I feel like that application is very similar to what you were just
Yeah.
doing. The only difference is you're using a roller versus a sprayer.
Yeah.
And I can really see where you shined there.
Yeah.
Your mixing filler is very on point and very fast.
Thank you.
What is one thing about this program that has changed your life?
It's really changed my life by keeping me busy, keeping me like aware of like what we have around us, like how many opportunities we have.
And
Yeah.
overall, like your past self, your previous self, before you came into this course, what is one thing that you would tell that person?
Don't be afraid to ask for help.
And questions.
Yeah,
And just keep
questions,
on
yeah.
rocking.
Yeah.
Do you have any inspiration about, or what do you want to build yourself? Like, are you into cars? What made you come here?
Yeah, I've been into cars. My dad, he's always liked cars, and it just grew on me. And this place was really perfect for me because it's all about cars, but they incorporate that to aerospace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And fundamentals and life skills. Like, is there one thing that this course has given you as a life skill that's not automotive related?
Kind of being more responsible for like your own actions,
Yeah.
help others. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. I really can't wait to see where you go and what you do. For the person that is watching this, that wants to join this program, what would you tell them?
Just do it.
Just do it, just like
do it.
Nike.
Yeah, just do it.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you taking
Thank
this
you.
time to step out of class. Congratulations on your win today. Hopefully you
you.
get a cookie or something delicious.
Yeah.
And once again, thank you.
Thank you.
It's nice meeting you. All right, so tell me your name and what program we're in.
My name's Jessie. We're helping them learn how to do our filler. We're making them pick it up and put it down.
Cool, and mix it and like prep the surfaces. And you've been in this course for a while?
Yes, so I graduated 2 classes ago.
Okay, and you're back?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
So I didn't have a car at the moment, but this program, they helped me get a car.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
I recently got it, and they helped me do everything. They helped me get like a driver's license.
Really? So I was gonna ask you how this school has helped you prepared for real life.
So
I mean, that's a start. You got a driver's license and a car.
actually, I hadn't had a job for like since high school since I graduated.
Yeah.
But I was like, I was feeling hopeless, you know. But since I came here, I was like, actually, I think there is something I want to do. Like,
Wow, that's so cool. So you had no interest in cars, and then you started this program, and now you've really been able to like set yourself up for.
yeah, and I do see myself working on cars in the future now. So I'm like, this is so exciting. Like, I actually do like the manufacturing.
What's your favorite part of this program so far?
My most favorite part of the program is the people here. I had no social skills.
None?
None.
Zero?
I'm still working on making
I
friends.
think she's great. Don't you guys think she's great?
This is what the program did to me. I wouldn't talk to anybody. I was really quiet when I first came here as a student. I was like, oh, I don't want attention on me, but I'm yelling now. I'm making sure everybody's safe now, and we're looking out for each other. So I have to speak.
Now you're social, you're in the moment, you're in the mix, you're learning skills.
Yeah.
What's one thing you would tell your past self now that you've started this program?
You're here for a reason.
There you go, stay present.
Like right now, I feel like everybody's my family here. That's a job I want in the future. I want to be somewhere like I think about work when I go home.
Yeah.
Or I think about what I could have done better. That's the kind of job where that's success to me. I wouldn't be happy when I go home.
My name is Gabby, and I'm a technical assistant at Los Angeles Career Center.
Ooh, technical assistant. So it doesn't sound like you're here participating in the course.
Yeah, so I just graduated last class, and I
Okay.
was hired as a technical assistant to teach new students how to weld.
Amazing. So you did really well at welding.
Yeah, I would say.
So you were able to go through the rotational skills and you picked welding? That was
Yeah.
like your...
I just fell in love with it.
Yeah?
It's very cool, yeah.
MIG or TIG?
MIG. I also learned how to TIG a little bit, though.
Okay, and then you're probably gonna, go on and learn how to do a little bit more as
Yeah,
your
for
career
sure.
advances.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really cool. What's one thing that this program has taught you that nothing else would have ever taught you?
Honestly, that you can do anything if you just put your mind to it. If you try and you apply yourself, you're 100% capable of accomplishing what you want to do.
Yeah, 100%. I think a lot of it is mental. Like, what does success look like for you? Everybody's version of success
Yeah.
is different, and where we come from is different. So I could appreciate that. And like, obviously, welding was part of your favorite part of the program.
Yeah.
What was your favorite project that you worked on?
Probably
What was your favorite project that you worked on?
So it would probably be the roll cage for the 350Z. That was a super cool project.
Okay.
And then everything kind of came full circle. We went to the track at Willow Springs this weekend or
Yeah.
last weekend. and I got to see it in action. It was really cool.
Did you drive?
No, I didn't drive. I was passenger in the G35, but it was really cool to see anyway.
That's really cool that you're able to, you know, like experience it, like you said, full circle. So it's like, wow, I turned this piece of metal into a cage, then we installed it in the car, and now it's functioning.
Yeah, it was really cool.
What was one thing the biggest thing that you had to overcome?
It's a big question.
Okay, what's the biggest challenge you had to overcome since you've started?
I honestly don't feel like I've had any challenges. I feel like everything has come like pretty naturally to me.
Well, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
It's a really big blessing.
It's like, it sounds kind of stupid, but yeah, okay. I feel like I haven't really struggled with anything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really a blessing as long as you have an open mind and you can, you know, pull everything together and, like you said, really just stay focused.
Yeah.
That's a huge part of it.
Because I really wanted to be here, you know, so I was just determined to make it something like worth my time, you know?
Yeah, of course, because you wanted to actually put your time into it and it come into fruition. You wanted to plant a seed and it actually grow into a plant.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. If you could tell your past self one thing before starting this journey, what would it be?
I guess to not be so hard on myself when I don't pick up on something like immediately. Like, no one's gonna be perfect at something immediately. You know, you have to try, you have to practice a little bit. I think that's it, really.
So that's amazing, but what I'm trying to wrap my mind around is like the fact that you love welding so much. What made you want to get into this program and this type of work?
I've always just been really interested in cars.
What type of cars?
All types of cars.
Okay.
Everything. I love knowing how things work. And that really interested me. And at first coming in, I thought I was gonna like mechanics a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I do. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like building, and I like knowing how to like disassemble an engine and put it back together, you know?
Right.
But
those are all fundamentals.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
But I just kind of liked welding a little more.
Yeah, I mean, you're creating something. Mechanical, you take it apart and you put it back together, and half the time you can't even see what you did.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So as a woman in this industry, if there was another woman that wanted to get into it, what's one thing that you would, you know, advice-wise tell them?
Honestly, if you have a passion about something, if you want to pursue something, just do it. Do it for yourself and do it for the other women to show them that you can shine in a male-dominated field just as much as they do.
And that is so true, especially this day and age. You know, when I came from, I'm not going to date myself, but I came from a body shop background before I went into parts, and it was very male-dominated, older male-dominated.
Yeah.
Go put a skirt on, go back to the kitchen.
100%.
Like, you literally used to recite that to me and only give me door jams and masking.
That's crazy.
And I was like, I really want to do this panel. No, I need you to mask this car. Okay, so it got really discouraging.
Yeah.
And that's where I flipped the script and became a parts person full-time, because I just felt like it was more in alignment. But at the end of the day, the refinishing for me, I like being able to step back and be like, wow, I did that. Just like with the welding side of it.
Exactly.
So if somebody wanted to join this program, is there anything you would tell them?
It will change your life if you apply yourself and you give it 100%. It'll completely change the course of your life. So I say join Los Angeles.
And I also think she's 100% on point because she came back after she finished her graduation.
I never left.
Yeah, exactly.
I never left.
And she's now part of the family. I know that you guys are a huge family.
It is. It's a huge family. Everyone is so accepting, and you never have to deal with the male-dominated aspect of it.
Yeah,
you never
the ego
feel
behind it.
You never feel uncomfortable. Everyone makes sure that you feel like you're capable of doing the same thing as a man can. So.
And that's a blessing.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, I'm sorry to pull you out of work today.
No,
but
completely
thank
fine.
you so much for your time. It was amazing to meet you, and keep on keeping on. And I have Sayer here.
So right now I'm in Tech Labs, and I'm really here because I was kind of lost in life at some kind of point in time, and I came here looking for direction, and I found it. So.
My name's Anthony, and we're at Los Angeles. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty lost. Like, just trying to figure out like what I want to be.
Yeah.
Then trying to go strive and like go forward the career that I want.
Yeah.
After figuring it out, they definitely put me on the right path to fully pursuing this career. Because
Yeah.
this is so fun and I love it.
Yeah, and I think you're going to go really far with it because I can tell how passionate you are
I
about
definitely
it.
am, especially about the cars. It's beautiful. Like I just love it. I just love it so much.
Jasmine, my name is Jasmine.
So as a woman now that is coming up in this industry, what's something you would tell the ones that are interested in getting into this?
I definitely would recommend this program specifically. Everyone here is very kind and respectful, and they, are just watching out for your future and everything that you want and can achieve. So.
What's your name and where are we at?
My name is Gloria, and we're at the Los Angeles Career Center.
Awesome. What do you do here?
I'm a TA, a technical assistant. I help out instructors on teaching the new students coming in.
And when did you finish your course and graduate?
I was class 14.
Class 14. So we do it numerical?
Yes.
Okay. And what class are we on now?
We're on class 16.
16.
Yeah.
So 2 classes
Yes.
ago. What's one thing about this that has changed your life?
Before I joined the program, I was really nervous and I wouldn't be able to have conversations with people. I was a nervous wreck. I would break down and I couldn't get any of my words out. So being
Really?
here, it taught me to speak up for myself and how to communicate with others.
And I was going to ask you what the biggest thing you had to overcome is, but it sounds like that might have been it. And now look at you, you're articulating a conversation,
Yeah.
you're talking fluently, and
Yeah.
we're having a great time.
Yeah, that really helped me out because I would struggle a lot with my words and how to explain certain things. And being here, that also taught me, especially working with the students, it taught me how to better explain things for them to understand.
So you feel like that's the best skill it's given you to help you prepare for the real world, or are
Yes.
there other skills?
With the other skills, it taught me how to be independent and not to always I can do certain things by myself, and it taught me how to be a good worker and how to work well with my hands, which I can do pretty much anywhere in life.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. So what's one piece of advice that you would tell somebody that's watching this right now that wants to join this school?
I would say do it. This is like a once in a life chance that you can do. Come in, give it your all, and just be. Obviously, you're going to be nervous coming into something new, but
of course, everybody
just
is. That's...
open up and be okay with asking questions, with messing up, because that's what the program is about, is messing up and learning from that and bettering yourself.
And that's life too.
Yeah.
It's not just
Yes.
this program. That transpires
Yes,
throughout life.
exactly.
If you had a bad day, it doesn't mean tomorrow's going to be a bad day.
Exactly.
Unless you let your mental get to it.
Exactly.
That's amazing. So what has been your favorite part of this program?
My favorite part of this program is learning new skills. I don't just learn one thing as I'm a TA for mechanics, but that's not the only thing I learn. Every single day there's something else that I learn. Learning something new every single day is just an amazing thing to do and have that different knowledge of different types of skills.
Yeah, for sure. And do you have a favorite project too?
My favorite project was the Camaro, the SEMA Camaro.
Of course.
That was my favorite project, working on the firewall.
What did you do? Do a firewall?
The firewall, the reinforcement, making that firewall and learning how to bead roll that, reinforce it, and then all the paint job that went into it and all the carbon fiber parts that went into that.
Yeah.
It was just amazing to work on that project.
So when I pulled you out of class, I pulled you out of the mechanics side.
Yes.
Was that the area that you're wanting to excel in, or
yes,
was there other areas that you liked as well?
I really liked mechanics. That's a place that I really stuck to and really got my attention more. I originally came for welding.
Okay.
I always thought welding was really amazing. I still like welding. I weld from time to time.
Yeah.
But mechanics really just stood out to me. But I really like a lot of the different things that we learn here.
And all of our brains work a little bit different. So, you think you like one thing, then you actually get your hands on the tools to do it. And you're like, I like the fact that I took this all apart and I put it back together. Or I like that I welded this, but that's not as exciting as this. Mechanics is kind of like Lego.
Yeah, exactly.
What's one thing that you would tell your past self before starting this journey?
I would have told myself to open up more and faster. It always happens with everyone that comes in here is they're a little closed off when they come in, and it's just because of those nerves and like you're trying something new. So I would have told myself to like open up sooner than I did. It was like almost like the end of the program of my class that I just that's when I started to open up. But I would have told myself just be less nervous and talk more.
And I mean, you did, because you're still back here.
Yeah.
You're still, out
Yeah.
here. As a woman in the industry, we need more of us.
Yes.
But what is something you would give a piece of advice to a woman that's interested, not even just in this program, but if they want to go become a painter or be in the industry and they're nervous about it or standoffish, what would you tell them?
I would tell them anything a man can do, a woman can too. It really does happen that way. Like you come in nervous because you see all these guys that are like, you just assume that they're going to be stronger than you, they're going to be better. But when it comes to a lot of the things, women have a lot of like skills too that some men don't do. Like some guys just break things, and like
some guys.
Some girls have more patience for things such as in welding. A lot of the guys would wouldn't really take their time, or they didn't have that to do it perfectly. But the girls, women, like they have different skills as a man does. A man, sometimes can carry a heavy tire better than a woman can, but a woman can. There's always different things, and I feel like women shouldn't be scared or nervous to enter an industry where it's overrun by men. It's just do it.
Just get your hands on it.
Get your hands on it, and you're gonna be just fine.
So, what does success look like for you?
Success for me, honestly, looks like being happy in life and doing something that you enjoy in life. And yes, I understand a lot of people are like, oh, it's only money that you want in life, or whatever. But I feel like enjoying something that you can do hands on is more of a success. Having some people that you can trust on, having skills that that you can use anywhere is successful, because you don't want to stay in a mindset where you can only do one thing and one thing only. This kind of industry, if you weld, if you know how to paint cars, you know how to rebuild cars, all that mechanic work, you could take that anywhere in life. It's not always going to be one place. You could travel the world, and you're always going to find somewhere where they need work on their cars.
100%. A skill is a building block.
And that's success to me. You don't want to be stuck in the same place all the time. You want to be able to know a whole bunch of different things. Even if it's just a small part of that thing that it's always going to take you somewhere in life.
And on that note, that was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time. I know your students are waiting for you, but thank you for it. That was gorgeous.
It was nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice meeting you as well.
My name's Ethan. We're in Tech Lab at Los Angeles and Lancaster. But I'm an assistant instructor, and I just help these students pick up on skills that they were never taught. There's a lot of things that we do in here that students look at and they're like, whoa, like a caliper, a micrometer, little things like these that the industry has been using for years, but for some reason kids have never seen it before.
Like this, how do we read a ruler?
Exactly, little things like that. It's my job, bro. I'm here to help them learn how to use these things.
So I'm assuming, I don't know this for sure, but I'm assuming you went through this course yourself?
Yeah.
So you went through the 12 weeks?
Yep.
How many courses ago was that?
That was 3 cohorts ago.
So 13?
Yep.
Okay,
Cohort 13,
I'm
yep.
learning today.
Yep. Yeah, you got it.
So you've gone through 3 more cycles since then?
Yeah.
So when you started your course, obviously you go through the rotationals. What did you think you wanted to do when you got here? How did you get into this industry?
So I was actually doing a paint job for someone, and I went to GM Auto Paints. Yeah.
Okay.
So down the street right here on Lancaster Boulevard, we have a little shop. It's called GM Auto Paints. Really cool people. Shout out to them. But one of the ladies that was working there, I was picking up some paint, and she was like, hey, picking up some paint, what are you doing? And I was like, well, obviously, I'm picking up some paint. I'm going to do a paint job for somebody. She was like, oh, cool. How much do you know about it? I was like, well, not too much. I'm trying to learn.
Enough to be buying the paint.
Enough to be buying the paint, but not enough to be doing this as a business, right?
Right.
And that was initially my goal. So I told her, not too much, but she was like, okay, well, there's this guy down the street. He's teaching kids how to paint cars in his garage. I was like, whoa, that's sketchy. I'm not trusting that. It was super funny, but eventually I looked into it. She was like, it's called Los Angeles. I looked into it and I applied, and then Laura calls me the next day. She's like, hey, you applied, are you still interested? I was like, yeah, I think so.
Within 24 hours?
Within 24 hours, she
Yeah.
called me. I was like, yeah, I think I'm still interested, and just took me through the whole process. So yeah, I wanted to be a painter when I came through here.
So you're like, I want to be a refinishing technician, and this is what I'm doing. And then
Yeah.
you go through your rotations,
Yeah.
and you went through all of them. But now we're standing in a tech lab, not a paint booth.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
So, crazy story. My transmission went out. My grandma was dropping me off here early in the morning. So I would get here when Eric and Rob and everybody in the tech lab was getting here early in the morning. And I was just talking to him, right? We were just waiting outside, waiting for someone to open the door. And I was talking to Eric, and I was like, hey, like, what do you guys do in the tech lab? And he was just running me through everything that they did. Hey, yeah, like we made this and we made that, and all these cool things that we made in the tech lab. I was like, whoa, you guys did that there? Like, I didn't think you guys could do that stuff. So I was like, can I come in? Can I like see how you guys do it and see how it's done, and can you show me like how to do what you guys are doing? He was like, yeah, come through. And he just started to teach me, and I was like, whoa. That's when my whole like idea of what I wanted just flipped. I was like, dude,
Your mind opened up.
My mind opened up a lot.
But if you guys heard that he was early one day, so if you're on time, you're late, but you were early,
I was really
so you were
early.
able to actually, go conversate with some of
Yeah.
the teachers and
Yeah.
whatnot, and get a little more information. If
Yeah.
you were on time, you would just be showing up for class.
Exactly.
So maybe the transmission was a blessing.
It was a huge blessing. Worked out.
It's just how you look at things. Sometimes is the glass half full or half empty?
Exactly.
So what's one thing that you feel you've learned here that has helped you prepare for the real world?
I mean, I don't think I can narrow it down to one thing.
Okay, I like that.
There's
Give me a
lot.
couple.
Soft skills, right? Every day, or not every day, but once a week, every week, when we were coming in, when I was coming in as a student, we would have a soft skills meeting in the morning.
Okay.
Laura and Kendra and all the other case managers, they'd be up there and they would share with us personal testimonies of things that they went through in their life and how it helped them. So, they would tell us the importance of being early, importance of dressing well and how to speak and how to do an interview, things like that.
Yeah.
That's just a fraction of what I learned here, not even including the actual hard skills part that I learned here. Like all of all these tools and stuff that I had never seen before as like in life or as a student in like, just normal school. You see these things all the time that, again, this industry has been using for years, but we've never picked up as children. So.
And then you also got resume skills, I heard, and some writing skills. Do you feel more confident about your future now that you've been in this course?
Yeah, for sure.
Before you enrolled?
It's funny because when I read the title, Lost Angels, I was like, that's almost how I identify myself as. I'm very lost in this world. I don't know where I'm going. And then I seen Los Angeles and I was like, they're trying to help people that are exactly like me, right? That kind of just went through life and kind of went through the motions, and then I'm 18 all of a sudden. I'm dumped into the world.
Now you gotta figure it out.
I gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, so.
No,
yeah.
for sure. So what is one of the biggest things that you overcame in this course?
Honestly, it was probably, I got fired from both. I was working 2 jobs before this. I got fired from both because of this program.
Because of this program?
This program took so much of my time that they were like, no, we can't work with you no more. That was probably like, just like that mental thing. It's probably like, whoa, like, I really have to commit to this, and I had to just like humble myself and just be okay with this and just go through with it and just hope for the best. And I think just that like mental game of like staying humble and staying hungry, like knowing that if this doesn't work out, nothing else will, I think. So.
And staying positive. Now, you said those 2 jobs. What were those jobs? Were those just basic jobs, or were finishing jobs?
Yeah, I was. So I was trying to be a painter, right?
Yeah.
I was working at Mako, and then I was working at a little.
I've worked at Mako.
It's tough.
It's Scotch Brite, scuff, and shoot.
Just scuff and shoot, everything. So I was working at Mako, and I was working at Leo's Auto Body down the street over here. So I was doing those.
What were you doing, prepping, or were you just doing the floors and all the horrible BISH word?
Both.
Yeah?
I was prepping. And
the shop kid?
Yep, pretty much exactly what I was. And yeah, they were like, no, that place is taking too much of your time, you gotta go. So.
You know what, though? At the end of the day, I think it was a blessing because you pivoted in this class, in this course, in this program to something that you're genuinely passionate about now.
Yeah,
you
for sure.
liked that before, but now you love what you're doing, and you can still use those skills to apply somewhere else down the line.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's so cool. If
Yeah.
you could tell your past self something before starting this journey, what would it be?
Man, that's hard. I don't know. I feel like I like to. There's never one thing that I can say. It's always like a list of things that I'm like, okay,
Of course,
I would
go
tell
ahead.
you. But if I had to narrow it down into one thing, I would say just be humble and understand that there's so much more in life and you don't know anything. Where I'm at, where you're at is nothing compared to what there is.
Yeah, and I mean, even at my young age, I feel the same way. I'm constantly learning every single day. And if I'm not sharpening my skill set on something, then you're dying. You're literally, you don't know everything. You know what I mean? Like, you need to constantly be growing and learning, and it really, it helps you open your mind.
Yeah, for sure.
So with this beautiful program and everything that you've done here, what has been your favorite part and your favorite project?
Probably my favorite part is actually being the teacher.
Yeah?
Yeah, as a student it was cool, but as a teacher I get to see myself in other students, and I'm like, okay, like I know where you're at, and I'm so glad that I'm blessed to be able to. I'm blessed to be a blessing, basically.
Yeah.
I'm really. That's probably my favorite part about it. Is just helping other people like me.
And then what about your favorite project that you guys have worked on so far?
My favorite project is probably this one, actually.
Really? This
is,
one?
This is just.
What are we looking at here?
So this is.
Oh yeah, it's light. It's 3D. Right.
This is a rear end for a 67 C10.
Okay.
Right, that we 3D printed on these 3D printers.
You get a whole
actually.
housing.
Yeah.
Wait, so this came out of one of these small printers?
Well, we printed it in pieces.
Oh,
So if you look
got
at
you.
this, like little.
Oh, I see where the seams are. Yeah.
There's little seams in there, and we just glued them all together. But this is just a part of one big thing that we did. So we, on the plasma table, what we did was we plasma out a bunch of plates, just flat plates, and what we did was we bent those plates and worked them, welded them, and put them into, basically just turned it into this big C10 back half. So the back half, the whole back half of the chassis, we cut on that plasma table and then 3D printed this rear end. Obviously it doesn't work.
Yeah, no, of course not. But that's really cool that you're able to build out that whole thing and then get the mechanical fundamental from it.
Exactly, yeah.
Super neat.
Yeah.
Now, for those that are watching this that are thinking about joining Los Angeles or even applying, they've clicked on the website and they're like, should I not? What would you tell them?
Do it. As a wise person once told me, there's less qualified people doing what you want to do. Right? You're great for the job, no matter what you feel like. No matter how you see yourself, you're an amazing person. You have amazing skills. You just don't know it yet. And this is a great place to discover those skills, I guess.
Yeah, and then start sharpening and creating a craft. What inspired you to start this program?
I don't know. I think it's just a combination of like the stars just aligning at the right time. I think so. I had a hot rod shop restoring classic cars, and there was kids in the neighborhood that were just kind of always hanging out in the shop. And it was kind of at the same time I started volunteering at a local soup kitchen, and then I'm just kind of watching kids grow up in the food lines. I'm working with these kids from the community, and it just started. I wanted to do something more than just a plate of food on Sundays for families, and it evolved really fast.
How do you have enough time to run a hot rod shop and volunteer at a soup kitchen?
No, it was
like, I know what goes into running a business, and it's very involved.
It's just if you want to do something positive. That's really where it comes from. If you want to do something positive, you make it happen. And then I think over years, it's really just seeing just how can I be there for younger versions of ourselves is really what it was. I hear it all the time of like, oh man, I wish we had something like that when I was a kid. And I think that's my biggest point is exactly. That's the whole point why we're here is to be there for these guys at that age, to put tools in their hand, give them that sense of community and push them in the right direction to be part of something positive. Instead of going in and out of jail and homelessness and everything else that's ready and waiting for you, man, there's a whole nother positive side of life that's waiting too, if someone can help put you on the right direction.
No, totally. I love that. That's beautiful. And you kind of half answered my question. I was going to ask you what your background was in the automotive community. So do you have a trade? Are you specific to a trade? I know as a builder you get everything.
Yeah, I think it was coming up doing construction and then kind of getting into classic cars. It was more like the custom car hot rod world, doing like Chop Mercs and 54 Chevy. That was kind of more my style. It wasn't about going fast. It was low and slow, and I'll meet you guys there as long as I look cool. That was really what it was about.
The vibe in the moment.
Yeah. So as a custom car builder, you're learning. You have to do everything yourself, from the body work, the glass, the suspension, everything. And that's where I think it's been able to modify and turn into a class where we do everything. It's not just a one thing. It's not just doing engines. We're not just about going fast. We're about looking cool too. So it's you gotta know how to do everything. So yeah.
And I like how you mentioned glass, because a lot of people don't realize those cars specifically, you have to do custom glass on.
Yeah.
And it's not like something you just order out of a book. So
No, not necessarily. I can do all the flat glass. Luckily, we got one of our guys, Bernie, here that does all the custom curved glass.
He's good at the curved stuff.
That's a lost art, cut and curved glass.
It really is.
So again, it's part of. We can only do so much, but it's all of your team as well that can help fill in the blanks. You know?
For sure, for sure. Now, what is one thing you think that people misunderstand about career centers?
Probably a lot. I think for us, our biggest thing is creating a good culture where people want to be a part of. And it's not just about getting a bunch of metal and people just welding rusty metal all day and that's it. It's creating a sense of purpose. We're working on something where you want to show up on time, you want to be there. And then it's a paid program, so everybody here is getting $18, $19 an hour. Our whole goal is to prepare you for your next job.
Yeah.
I want to create a space that's as close to a real job as possible. So we have work orders, we have jobs that we have to do. We got to change the suspension, we got to do this engine swap.
Okay, yeah.
And we allow a little bit of time for mistakes to happen, but we're here. Everything is a teaching moment.
That's really cool. And I mean, I think that's like the blend, the hybrid that people don't understand is like you're taking the real world and then school and life, kind of merging it together. And we need more of this.
Yeah.
Where do you see your program in 5 years?
That's a hard one. I think the path we're on, it just keep evolving, keep gravitating, more people, more instructors, more staff, more funders, more sponsors, and this keep evolving to be in multiple cities. I see this could grow. Wherever there's industry, there's poverty. Where there's poverty, there's young kids that are lost, that are susceptible to jail and gangs and prison. And so I think this is something that could be replicated in any city.
And I think you're doing a great job of it.
Thank you.
So thank you for taking some time today to show me this program hands-on. You know, it's really cool to talk about it off at a different event, but to actually be here, I really appreciate it even more, being in the moment and the vibe. Yeah. I'm gonna let you go. I know you're a busy day. Have a busy day, but thank you again.
No, awesome. Thank you for coming through. I really appreciate it.